Hello. This
Hello.
is my Catpick. If I pull it in closely, it becomes my face. Hello there. I am here with my friend Vladimir. How are you, Vlad?
Well, hello there. I'm just mandated to say that, I guess. Nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, everybody just expects me to. So why not?
G'day, folks.
Doing
I'm
good. How are
Nicholas.
you?
I'm good, mate. I'm
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
We all have our little catchphrases, I guess. Vlad
Yeah, I
is a
guess
friend
so.
of mine. He has a cool little YouTube channel named Catpick Studios. Very similar to mine. Gear reviews, demos. What else do you do on there, man?
Lately, original music actually,
Yeah, cool.
and yeah, it's kind of been all over the place because when I started, I had no vision of what I want to do. It was just like, hey, this could be fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I tried a bunch of stuff like lessons and stuff, but yeah, mostly gear demo stuff combined with music created with that gear as well.
Aha,
So yeah,
cool.
I'd say those are the main things.
So
Hey,
you've
Mo.
actually got more subs than I do. We're both fairly new to the whole thing. How long have you been doing it for, mate?
A bit over 3 years.
About 3 years. And has that
Though I
been
have to
like
say,
consistent? That's been consistent the whole time?
No, I started really slow. Like I released one video, I'm gonna say April 2017, and then it was like a video maybe every 2 or 3 weeks or so. So it wasn't even close enough to being like in any way consistent. It just did stuff when I had the time.
Yeah, yeah. So you're
And-
working a job as well as, and you've got a family and doing the
Yep.
YouTube thing, yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like many things to balance, and YouTube isn't always like the top priority there. So
Yeah, yeah, I can understand. I can understand.
yeah,
So, mate, you've just released a new EP. When did that come out? Yesterday, didn't it?
yesterday. Yeah, we were just talking like yesterday was an emotional roller coaster because I indeed released the EP. Our car broke down with my wife and our kid being in it, and had to be towed. And also, while being in the broken car, my wife was called and let her know that she got a job for the next year as a teacher. So it was like up, down, up kind of thing.
Cool, cool.
But yeah, it's good. And yeah, the response for the EP so far has been awesome. And yeah, as you probably know, like releasing your own music is like, no matter how much you think it's good, like just before it goes live, you're like, I wonder if anyone's going to like it at all. Like, is it good? Did I mix the bass drum loud enough and stuff like that? Like, you just overthink everything. And
I think the main thing is
It's out
though,
there.
that you like it yourself. If you like it, then it should be good.
yeah, I try to like it. Like, I'm also my worst critic.
Yeah.
So
I think we
most
all
of
are,
the
mate.
time I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think we all are. So, yeah, as I said, I had a listen yesterday. And is that a one-man thing? Did you do all the instruments yourself? Is that like programmed drums and everything? Or did you get a band involved in all that?
I'd love to have a band involved in, but this one is programmed drums, all the guitar stuff, and like all the production, mixing, mastering, everything is done by me. But the bass guitar is played by a friend of mine, Ville. He's a good friend. We've played a lot together over the years, and he's like, his thing is like doing especially like metal bass, and he's just really good. There's no reason for me to do that because he can do it better, faster.
Cool, cool.
Plus, it's always fun to involve more people. If I'm able to find a drummer that can record remotely, because it's just not realistic to get a drummer, go to some place and set everything up every time I'm doing a song. It's just way too much time and not realistic in any way. But if I can find a drummer that has like his or her own recording setup and can do it remotely, I'd love to do that. But at least for now, it's programmed drums.
Cool. And what are you using to program the drums?
Easy Drummer too, actually.
Easy Drummer, yeah. I'm a
So
big
it's-
fan of
it-
Easy
it's a-
Drummer as well.
Yeah, it's a fairly old software actually. Now that you think of it, and like the sound libraries I use are also pretty old, but I mix them as real drums, so process all the tracks separately.
Yep.
And I think that gets me pretty good results.
Absolutely.
Plus, like, yeah. Just want to add, like, I'm fortunate enough to have studied drums a little bit back when I was in music school.
Oh, cool.
When I was a kid.
Yep.
And like, I don't do like those rookie like drum programming mistakes where you program drums in a way where a real drummer wouldn't have enough limbs to play that. Like a lot of people do that.
Yep.
Many times and like stuff like that. So I think they sound okay. Would
Yeah.
love to have a real drummer because like doing a proper groove where everyone locks in, it's really difficult to do with programmed drums.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have people who can listen to each other and like create a groove together, that's just so much more fun.
Yeah. I absolutely love Easy Drummer though.
It's good.
I come across that. I used to watch Ola England's demos when he actually used to produce demos of gear, and I used to hear the drums and think, man, that if he's programming that must take him weeks just to program the drums. How the hell? And then I saw he did a video of how I do my drums in 5 minutes, and I watched that video and I just basically did that whole pull out my credit card and went, take my money, because that is one cool program. If anyone has never checked out Easy Drummer, it is an amazing way to program your drums. Yeah. So how about the guitar sounds? How about the guitar sounds that you had on there?
Well, I'm about to do a video about it, but for people who are watching, you get a sneak preview. All of the guitar sounds, well, minus few lead things, actually done with a free plugin that Glenn Fricke hooked up me with a few months ago.
Yeah.
I think it's called STL Emissary, something like that.
Okay.
It's like a modern metal plugin that I tried to force to sound a bit more vintage.
Yeah.
It was just super practical. Like I was Glenn is doing like this video series where there's like cool tones with like free metal plugin.
Yep.
And he asked me to do a video for that and actually used one of my songs on it from the EP, that is. And yeah, that's how I became aware of the whole plugin, and it's good. Like I haven't really touched that, like the software plugin side of guitar amps. I have amps here and I have all the Torpedo Lives and stuff, so it's easy to record like real amps. But that thing was good.
Nice.
Though the one thing that I did was like when I was tracking, I was actually using like my pedals and using an amp just to get the feel when I'm recording. So I get the proper feel, because I don't know, there always seems to be some latency issues with the plugins and everything. And especially when you're running like a big production song, like even all the low latency modes sometimes just don't work. And with the plugins I was using, actually like turning Logic into low latency mode introduced phasing issues, something with the stereo field. So like I wanted everything to sound as good as possible when tracking. So I was just splitting the signal from the guitar into the audio interface and then also kind of recording what I was playing just to get the feel, and then being able to use the DI sound later with that plugin.
Yeah. Now, did you say you got a Torpedo Captor?
I have the Torpedo Live.
Torpedo Live, sorry.
Which I dare to say is almost obsolete now with the new Captor X.
Man,
that thing looks fantastic.
Doesn't it? I had somebody message me today and with I think it was a Torpedo Live or one of the old Captors, and it was a good price, really cheap. And I said to them, there's a reason they're selling that really cheap. That's because the Captor X is coming out, and that's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Well, it is out. Sorry, I take that back. It is out, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah. So, mate, I'm just looking around in your little studio there. So this is just like a spare bedroom in your house or something? Is that where you make your YouTube videos?
Yeah, it's my office room. This is where I do all my freelance work. And actually, like, because of the whole COVID thing, I've been working from home for 3 months now, like fully working from home.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, before my like part-time day job, I was working as a full-time freelancer from home for the past 3 years or so. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah, this is
and
where I work.
What type of work is that?
I'm a part-time social media coordinator at a local church. And yeah, right now it's been like pretty much like social media training, especially like video training. They've been live streaming a lot, shooting a lot of videos for different things because you can gather anywhere. So like everything is online. Yeah. And so, yeah, I've been doing a lot of instructions, how to film videos, how to make them sound good, how to be in front of the camera. That's something that I just released yesterday and stuff like that. A lot of social media training and just like they didn't have anyone to do the social media, like coordinate it, and it was all over the place. And I've been there now for, I want to say around 9 months. It's been good. Really nice people and kind of both challenging and empowering to work there because they see me as a professional. I don't see myself as a professional in anything, but like they really think like I'm bringing something important to their community, and that's really good.
Okay, so just in case they're watching, I shouldn't say fuck. Is that right?
They're normal people. They encounter all kinds of guys who also swear.
Okay.
So all good.
Just gonna.
And I'm going to. If someone is watching, I know that a lot of you guys swear as well.
I'm just taking a note.
Go ahead.
Don't say.
Yes,
so, mate,
exactly.
Jumping back to your album, are these songs that you've had lying around for a while, or did you sort of go, you know what, I'm going to make an EP, I'm going to write some songs?
These are old songs. If 3 years is old, but like, yeah, when DistroKid was the reason why I started doing this. I had planned to do music for a while, and this is not sponsored by DistroKid, but yeah, they gave me the push to make this happen. And when I was like, immediately decided that I'm not going to try and write new songs because I had so many lying around from all of my gear demos. The way I do gear demos is like I usually take a piece of gear and do a song with it. Sometimes I use that song a couple of times in different videos.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, that's how all of my songs came to be. I had like at least 20 of them over the past 3 years.
Yep.
So when going through them, I noticed that I had 4 songs that were all in drop D. That's not a key, but like all of my guitars were in drop D and the songs are kind of in D. So I thought that, okay, what if I put all of them together and kind of chain them? And I just threw them in Logic and hey.
That's it, your delivery.
I think my amp is here.
Yes, we're going to get a live unboxing.
Maybe not.
Maybe
not. We'll see. Yeah, I'm expecting the delivery anytime. But yeah, I threw them together in Logic and noticed like, hey, this could be a thing. Because they're like similar elements, like especially when I was starting out, there were similar things that I did in solos, like always ended them with like a tremolo picking going up.
Yeah.
Like, and going to the root note at the end, stuff like that. So I thought that let's kind of, instead of hiding that, let's emphasize that. Just threw them all together. The riffs are slightly similar. Some elements of the solos are slightly similar. And then I just decided the order and has like a nice arc to it as well. And yeah, then just re-recorded all of the guitars, bass tracks, fixed some drum programming or made it better. Even forced myself to learn a little bit of like doing orchestrations, which was kind of, it's a whole different thing. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And when you said orchestration, is that like orchestral sounding things done on a keyboard? Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah.
There's a little bit of like cello and violin and stuff like that happening in the background, especially in the last song. They're actually like, that was the only song where the orchestration stuff actually affected the end result, because like I was writing or like doing the orchestrations and writing like, hey, this is cool, and it could be like this ascending pattern of triplets and stuff like that. Listened to it, fell in love with it, but I was doing all of that with my lead guitar muted, and when I unmuted it, they didn't really match. But I like the orchestration so much that I actually ended up matching my guitar solo to it, and now they kind of worked nicely together.
Okay.
And Yeah, and I also have a friend who's really good at like programming all kinds of orchestrations. He gave me some tips of how to match the sounds, and like I think he said that for every like viola you need to have this amount of cellos there as well to make it sound big and stuff like that. So it was interesting.
Okay. So, mate, just back onto the YouTubing side of things.
Sure.
We're both kind of, making our way up there. I'm going to say, we don't have the hugest...
Slow but steady.
Slow but steady, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. I did get sidetracked a fair bit. I did a couple of videos and thought that it'd take a couple of years before anybody took any notice, and that I'd have, get 50 of them under my belt and be comfortable with it. But it was about the third or fourth one that I did that people started sharing around, and it got noticed, and I completely freaked out. And therefore, for the next year or two, I hardly put anything out. I didn't have the right gear. And yeah, I just wasn't in the right headspace for it, but I have been lately. What challenges have you found in just getting your channel up off the ground? Anything spring to mind?
I think the first thing I would say is just consistency, like putting out at least one video per week. It's tough. Like when you have, well, in my case, at least 2 day jobs plus family, and also you try to do this YouTube thing and have like a normal social life, seeing family and friends every now and then.
Yep.
It's tough. Like I know people don't realize how much time it actually takes to, especially if you're doing it like we do, like produce tracks and stuff.
Yep.
It just takes a lot of time. It's super fun and we love it, but it still takes time, and like keeping consistent flow of videos coming out. I failed like, well, last October-ish, I was up until then I was doing 2 videos per week for a long time, and it kind of almost burned me out.
Wow.
So I took up like a month-long break, and it was interesting because not releasing anything, I guess the algorithm picked up something or whatever, and actually my views went up.
Yep.
Sub increase went up as well, so that was kind of encouraging. And after that experience, I don't take as much pressure of releasing like stuff on a consistent basis. I'm trying to make sure that everything that I put out is actually good. I think long term that's better than just trying to put out something. Because
it's funny, when we went to 42 Gear Street, we were surrounded by some pretty big YouTubers there, with huge sub counts, and everybody had a different take on it. I realized, you'd be getting advice from one person, and that would totally contradict something that somebody else would say to you. I know, so for instance, Tom from Elevated Jam Tracks, if anybody has ever put the word backing track as a search into YouTube, you'll come up with Elevated Jam Tracks is 90% of what comes up there. Tom puts out a new song, a new backing track every day. He just treats it like it's his job. And he was saying to me, consistency, you just got to keep putting stuff out. And then you've got other guys that were saying, no, it's all about the title. You got to have the right title for everything. It's got to be a bit clickbaity and, hook people in. And then you get other people saying, no, you've got to have something. You've got to give people a reason to give up their time to watch and all that. There's a lot. Have you experimented with different things to find what works for you?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why my channel, at some point at least, felt like all over the place, because I tried a lot of things. I did like these, I don't want to call them brands, but like talked about the topic of like how to be a good musician, and like talked about things like be on time and be professional and stuff like that. Tried those things, they really didn't take off. And I like looking back, I realized that you kind of need to do one of those things consistently before people catch up to that. And like if you try like a lot of things once or twice, like neither the algorithm nor your viewers will kind of learn like what's your channel about really.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the algorithm.
Narrowing.
That's
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
The algorithm. Nobody quite knows what goes on there. Everyone has their theories on what it picks up on. Man, I had one video that I recorded. It was the first ever interview I ever did with anybody, and it was here. and I didn't even have the right gear to do it all or anything. I just happened to have a 1952 Telecaster and 52 amp here, and invited my friend over, Louis, for some coffee, who's played on some huge hits dating back to the 60s, and just hit record and went. And that only got initially like 500 views and then just stalled. And I thought, wow, I thought that would be something that people would want to see. But it was like a year later that the algorithm picked up on it, and it got up to like over 100,000 views in the space of 2 weeks. It was like, whoa, what the? And then just stopped. When you look at your analytics, you just see this big spike, and then nothing again. Yeah. So I've
had a few of those.
You've had that, yeah. Which videos for you? I'm thinking maybe your Tom Quayle one.
Yeah, that's probably the best example. And interestingly enough, like it has had 2 spikes now. One was when it was released, it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. Like, I think I got like record amount of subs within a month, that month when it was out and stuff like that. And then it just came down like, and not only like all the like views on that video came down, but like all of my views tanked, because I guess it's like a sugar high in a way, where like it's so cool for a while, and then when it's like coming down, you start feeling worse and worse, and like it actually like you feel worse than you were before the whole thing happened.
Yeah,
like something, because that's how I guess the algorithm seems to work. Like actually, like your views go even like lower than they were before that hit video. Yeah. And that happened both times with the spike on that video, because I think Red Shawl did an interview with Tom Quayle.
Yep.
A few months ago, and that definitely picked up my video as well. It like went really high again.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
For a while, and once I came down from that sugar high, again my views were down for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Like lower than a regular level, and now it's going back up again. So
yeah, right.
I don't know. I'd rather be like see like consistent growth instead of like doing those. It's kind of exciting, but chasing those is kind of impossible. You never know what will actually like get picked up. And the second thing is like you feel excited for a while, but then as soon as the numbers start going down, I don't know, it affects me a little bit as well, like in a negative way.
Yeah. I do recall in Germany, just a few of the guys saying, you know, when you first start out, you're like, if only I could get to 1,000. You get to 1,000, like, yes. Oh, man, if only I could get to 2,000. Yes. Oh, man, if only I could get to 5 and then 10. And then all these guys were chasing 100. And then you've got guys there that have got 300. And they're going, man, it never ends. Never ends.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, nobody has all the people in the world subscribing to them, so.
Yeah, totally. So when we talk about being a one-man operation, people don't realize, you know, all the stuff like thumbnails, how important it is to create the right thumbnails. And you do all that yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
I do everything by myself, except some of the video editing is sometimes done by my brother now.
Okay.
Just a few videos here and there. Especially when I'm busy, I'm happy to give him those to edit. And yeah.
Okay.
We usually do like a few rounds. He makes the first edit. I'll give him some feedback. He adjusts the stuff, and it's good. He's good at that as well.
Cool. And how about your logo? Who did that? You did.
Yeah.
And why the name Catpick?
I'm a graphic designer.
Oh, you're a graphic designer. Why the name Catpick?
Yeah. I actually started with my own name, and as we learned today, nobody knows how to spell it.
I had it wrong on the thumbnail.
It's all good. I don't mind. But yeah, nobody, like, back in 2017, I was this event called GitCon, the first one.
Yep.
And I met Leo, Frogleap Studios.
Yep.
And he did this video where like he gave a shout out to a lot of people who were there, me included, but he like didn't spell anyone's name in the video, anything like that, nor put the links in the description. So yeah, introduced myself, like, hey, this is what I do, stuff like that. I got one subscriber from that video that got like 300,000 views, because he was at 2 million subs at that point already.
Yeah, right.
And I realized that nobody could spell my name. Just
So I don't feel so bad for spelling it wrong on the thumbnail then.
no, you don't have to. So yeah, that's how I decided. Like, yeah, I need to create like a brand.
Yep.
And well, having gone to media school, I realized like maybe I need to do a brand. Like my name isn't a good brand on itself. So yeah, we have cats, guitar picks. That's how it was. Really.
Cool.
It's stupid and memorable enough.
Yep. How about all the little video graphics and stuff, like in the intros of your videos? Do you do all those yourself as well?
Some I have both. Like the intro I have right now. The first ones I had were like completely done by me, and I know some After Effects from the media school again. So like I did those. The latest one is actually like I bought like 3 different like intro, title, logo, animation things and just smashed them together violently.
Okay.
And that's the end result.
Yeah. So, but you mentioned media school just then, and then earlier you mentioned going to music school. They were 2 different things. Yeah. So
yeah, music school in the sense like something that you do when you're a kid.
Yeah.
But it's like a classical music school. I've studied classical piano for 8 years actually.
Okay.
But I cannot play that like at all. Like really. But that's where I got my music theory. Like anytime I need to visualize like intervals or something, I still visualize them on a keyboard.
Yep.
Because that's how I learned them, stuff like that. But yeah, I studied classical piano. Bach is like close to my heart as a composer.
Yep.
Love him. A lot of others as well, and maybe that's how I ended up loving metal music as well, because like those things are kind of pretty heavily related.
Yeah. So how did you switch from piano to guitar?
Well, long story short, my brother started like at first we both started playing piano. He decided that he doesn't like piano. He's like a bit of over a year younger than I am. He decided that he doesn't like piano. He wanted to try guitar. And when he started to play guitar, and we actually had a guitar in our house, I noticed that, wait a second, that instrument is way cooler than the piano thing.
Yes.
You can play like way cooler things with the guitar. And that drew me in. But guitar-wise, I've only had few lessons over the years, which I kind of actually regret. But yeah, I just started learning with tabs, as a lot of kids did back in then.
Yeah.
So early 2000s.
Yeah. So going to events like, did you say you went to GitCon?
Yeah, actually, like the way I got involved with this whole YouTuber community was that I volunteered as a video guy to first GitCon.
Okay. And did you actually produce videos there as well, or were you just operating videos?
Yeah, there's few. They were kind enough to allow me to shoot few videos there as well.
Yep.
While also working at the event, and there was only 5 of us, and it was kind of crazy. Like looking back, I still don't know how we made it happen, but
yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah,
super long days, and like there was evening jams as well every night. So
cool.
Yeah.
And you're based in Finland. We haven't mentioned. You're Finnish. Man, there's some good guitar players out that way. We got Mika Tuska.
Yes.
He's our friend. He's lovely, isn't he? I love Mika.
Yeah. A lot of Finnish metal bands are really well known all around the world. Like getting to know people, especially from US, like metalhead guys from US, like only then I've started to realize how much of an influence a lot of these Finnish bands that I grew up listening to have had on those guys as well.
Oh, cool.
Like Nightwish or Sonata Arctica or, well, I don't know, those on top of my head.
Yeah.
But a bunch of others as well.
Cool. I think I've heard of Nightwish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You go.
Okay, sorry, I got a call. That might be the car service. I'm going to mute myself for a second.
Okay.
Let's hope it's all right.
Okay, you go for it. And I'm going to sit here and talk at the camera while he's taking a phone call. He's taking a phone call. I want to poke him in the face, but there's something between us. Damn you! Damn you! That's what happens when he's on the other side of the world. Serious face, serious face. It's not good news. Excuse me, sir. We're just calling to say that your car is, how you say, fucked? Ah. Sad face. It's not good news. What do you reckon, folks? If anyone's watching, what's the verdict? It's not good, is it? Yep. I'd lip read, but I can't speak Finnish. He's smiling. It can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. Oh, okay. He was looking towards the future. He was in the timeline in his mind. He was looking ahead to at a time in the future there. Paul, Nightwish are awesome. Very theatrical on stage as well. How do you know Nightwish? It does look like bad news, doesn't it? I should call somebody too. Who can I call? Who can I call? Oh, I got messages. I'm trying to get a hold of a very famous Canadian guitar player that lives around these parts, and that's just somebody that said they've reached out on my behalf. Anyway, what can we say about Vlad? Vlad is rad. Vlad has a cool new EP out. Should I dance for you? Yeah? Yeah? You want to see me dance? Oh, break dance. Oh, break dance. I'm a motherfucking robot. No, I don't dance. Ricky don't dance. Ricky don't dance. Maybe I'll do some drawings for you. Okay. I'm going to draw Vlad. I'm really good at this. Yeah, man. I'm an artist. Big microphone. There. There's Vlad. Okay, apparently I can't draw either. I give up. Maybe I can play a little guitar for you. I have a little guitar. And he's back.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, that wasn't too good news.
Oh, mate, I tried.
We'll see.
No, we were trying to guess what the news was, and I tried to dance with people. I can't dance. I tried to play a little guitar. I can't play a little guitar. Now I'm going to choke my chicken.
That helps.
I tried to draw. I tried to draw you as you were on the phone. That's about as good as I could draw. Nah.
Still better than my drawing, so well done.
Yep. So we were saying, see if Vlad knows Anik Niles. That's so small, that writing. Drummer.
Afraid I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
No. She's
Sorry.
she's somebody that came over and was living over this way for a little while and was going by the name Amy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about some Finnish musicians.
Yep.
Do you? Is there any other musos that you know and have worked with over the years that are Finnish guys?
Not really. Like I'm fairly new to. Well, obviously some people like who are just known within Finland, maybe like just and as a freelancer, so not like artists in that sense. Annika Niles. Yeah, sorry, I don't know who that is.
Nope.
But yeah, no. I've mostly worked with just friends.
Yep. Cool. So, what's the next thing that you're going to be working on? What's the next video you got planned for us, mate?
I'm actually haven't decided. Probably breaking down the guitar tones from the EP.
Cool.
It's a really cool thing to do because it's a free plugin that everyone can download right away.
Yep.
So that helps. And yeah, actually, like doing a small shift in like in focus of my videos. I'll be focusing more on the home studio stuff from now on, which I like a lot. Like it will be more kind of songwriting and home studio driven from now on. Like I'll still be doing gear demos, but I'll be looking at the gear from the perspective of how it works in a studio setting, like a home studio setting, especially like should you get that, will that improve your workflow and stuff like that.
Yeah. And how long do you spend making each video?
It really depends on the video. Like the one I released yesterday, like the additional video to the actual EP release, where I just talk about the EP release, I spent like 30 minutes writing the script, printed it out from the computer and shot for maybe an hour, and then edited for an hour or two maybe. So that already makes it 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And that was like the short one.
Yep.
Has to be much more than that actually, because like I can easily spend 20-30 minutes just on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Especially if I have like an idea for a thumbnail, it can take me that long.
When it comes to thumbnails, I seem to have a bit of a template now, especially with the interview thing that I've been doing, the podcast style interviews.
Sure.
Where I've got that down to almost a drag and drop kind of thing. Check out my channel for the latest 2 that I just dropped while I was waiting for Vlad this evening. It was got that down to a bit of a process now. How about other gear? What gear do you use to make all your videos?
Just 2 Panasonic Lumix G7s/G70s. It depends where you buy them. They are called different.
Okay.
For whatever reason. Very basic but good quality cameras. You can there's an mini HDMI out, which helps sometimes. Then there's it's really easy to plug in an external microphone to them. They shoot very decent 4K footage. Even with the stock lenses I have, I actually had a prime lens borrowed from a friend for a couple of weeks, and that took the whole camera on a whole different level. Those cameras suck at taking photos, but for video they're pretty good.
Oh, cool.
The only thing that really annoys me is the fact that they have a 30-minute limit, like file size limit.
Yeah, right.
So that sucks, but I've gotten so used to it that it doesn't really matter that much. And those, my Apollo Twin interface, I have a few different microphones. I think you have this Sennheiser thing as well.
Yep.
Like the lab mic. I like it, but I think at some point I might go back to my Rode NTG2 that I used. For some videos I actually use the SM7B as well.
Okay, cool.
Because you can get the podcast mic sound.
Yes, you can.
You can. I've been thinking lately. Sometimes you just need to get the
a little bit sexy with it.
Yeah, exactly. Speak quietly.
Yeah, no, those Sennheisers are kind of cool.
Yeah, good.
I do find lav mics a little bit boxy. You got to pull that 500 hertz on most of them.
Oh yeah.
Or else it can sound a little bit, how you say, shit. But what was the Rode one that you said you were using?
Yeah, NTG2. It's like one of the condenser microphones they have.
Oh, cool, cool. I got an NT1. I got to say that probably the best sound, provided there's not too much traffic noise. I don't know if you can hear the traffic going past. It's Thursday night here, late night shopping, and I'm on a maiden road. All the guys with small willies are in their big cars, but you get that. So yeah, I use an NT1 just out of shot on some of my dialogue on videos, and I find that's a really good sound. And I've had that mic since the 90s, since not long after they were released. It does the trick.
Yeah.
And what computer?
Those are good, and like, what
computer are you using to do all your editing on?
MacBook Pro. I want to say it's late 2018 model.
Okay.
Like a pretty high spec one, because I do everything. Like even at my part-time day job, I use this one. Like, because the other option was getting like a fairly cheap Windows computer to do all the graphic design. I was like, nah, let me just use mine.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay.
I've tried that in years gone by, where I've tried to go, oh, maybe I should just get a Windows machine. And I just don't even know how to turn them on. Like, no, not for me. Not for me.
Yeah. I've been in situations where like a live stream was supposed to start, and the Windows computer just decided, hey, I'm going to update now, and it's going to take you 35 minutes. And there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop that. It's like, it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest.
Well, you got some feedback here.
Just starts update.
You got some feedback here from Edwin Crane saying, I just want to say I enjoyed that EP. And what inspires your... I almost said what inspires. Hey, what inspires your music, Vlad?
Volley. Something. Something like that. I barely can speak my version of English. I'm not going to try to do the accents. What inspires me? A lot of things. And I'm not like... Even though like this EP was like kind of metal, I guess, something between metal and heavy rock, that's not like my only thing I listen to or play. Usually I like, especially lately, there's a kind of a feeling I want to capture. Like I want to have like a heavy intro, and then it goes to this beautiful thing, for example, and I have no idea what it will be, but I'm starting, like I grab a guitar and kind of start finding that.
Yep.
One thing that really, really inspires me is just browsing through random drum grooves, pick a groove, hit loop, and start like working on that. And that's a really, really good way for me, at least, to write.
Yep.
Because different kind of drum grooves inspire me to write really different things.
Cool.
And yeah, sometimes I hear a song and then I like something about it, like some section or something, and then I want to capture that. And yeah, a lot of different things. And like the next song I probably will release is completely different. It will be, I'm not even 100% sure how to describe it. It will be like a closer to Andy Timmons than anything metal.
Oh,
let's
cool.
put it that way.
Okay.
So yeah, as a kid, I was like really metal and thought that all other music is pointless. But nowadays, like,
you mellowed out a bit.
I just love music, and I'm happy to do anything. Actually, like we've been talking about doing like some acoustic covers with my sister, who's like a professional level singer as well.
Oh, cool.
So
cool.
We'll see. But yeah, a lot of things.
Mate, what's the biggest mistake you've made along the way? Like that could be, you know, maybe something that you've uploaded and you're going, oh, yeah, or yeah. What's a mistake that you've made? You just go,
I'll try not to reveal too much, but there's a video that I and Richard from Hughes and Kentner made at the first GitCon that I took down. And it's a comparison between a couple of devices where it's not even close to being like a fair comparison in any way. And I was just excited to do videos with other people and kind of went with it.
Yeah.
Then I got some feedback from different people and from the company guys, and they were like, hey, we get what we're going for, but I don't think this is kind of fair.
Oh, you pulled it down?
Like, yeah, I pulled it down. But I was actually thinking about that before they contacted me. So Yeah,
Okay.
that's one. I think I've made like super crazy mistakes. Like maybe I want to say that the ones that I've kind of ended up taking down or like changing or something are pretty much always like comparison videos. Because there's always the one aspect I forget to mention that is might be like a pretty critical one as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want those videos be out there, and like I also try not to be too negative about things while still criticizing stuff if there's a good reason to do that.
Sure.
So yeah, nothing like super major to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
there's a learning curve.
Now, mate, you went to NAM this year before the world shut down.
Oh yes,
Was that your first NAM?
about 4 years. No, and that NAM feels like it was 5 years ago right now.
Yeah, right. So what, you went the previous
Yeah.
year as well?
Yeah, I've been there in 2019 and 2020, and yeah, the first one was quite a shock to be honest. Like a lot of people helped me out to prepare. Like it's noisy, have earplugs, and remember to eat and drink and stuff like that. But man, it's fun and just crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of rumors that NAM 21 won't be happening, which I guess would make sense. Especially if this whole virus thing will come back in the fall, then no way.
Hard to
We'll
know.
see.
Hard to know.
Hard to know, yeah. But like, I love and hate NAM. I love it because you get to see all of your friends and make new friends.
Yeah.
And hang out with them. But also like, I felt this NAM was noisier than the one in 2019.
Okay.
So,
Well, at least
and there were more.
at least they've got
more
noise
people
restrictions
there.
there. At least they have like the noise police there.
Yeah, but it's very random as well. Like I was shooting a video with Thorpe effects at some point there, and a guy walked by and just handed the Thorpe guys like a warning ticket basically. And right next to our little booth where we were, there was like a huge bass solo show off going on, which was like 10 times louder. And he just walked by, didn't care about them, but like decided to bother a small guy.
Yeah, right.
So it's random. It does work sometimes. There was actually like a conspiracy rumor going on around that like one of the booths where like there was like a big sign that booth was closed because of noise violations, but nobody remembered who was supposed to be at that booth. So there was like everybody thought that maybe they just fake closed a booth that was empty
Yeah, right.
and stuff.
Ah.
But yeah,
I went to the
because I'm not.
I went to the Melbourne
Yeah,
Guitar
go
Show last year, and they don't have noise restrictions. What they do have is, I think it's once every hour or every couple of hours where everyone has to just stop for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something. And when it stops, it's just dead silent. We can hear the ringing in your ears and people talking. But man, I was trying to talk to people at guitar booths, and there was like a music school just across from it with a young kid playing live drums and stuff. And I'm thinking, how can you talk to anybody with all this going on here? And I lost my voice halfway into the first day. I went there with every intention of doing interviews with people, and couldn't do it there. I remember talking to one guy, Ernie Taylor from ET Guitars, and saying, man, let's do an interview. Charles Cillier as well. And when I got outside, I'd lost my voice. It's like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know better next time to, not to do that there. I don't think NAM was anywhere near as loud, but still talking all day, it really gets to you.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, this year I actually like forgot to eat and drink at a few points. Like I was walking from one like section to another, and suddenly like noticed like, wait a second, like I need to sit down.
Yeah.
And when I sat down, I suddenly realized, wait a second, I haven't eaten or drank anything for like 2 hours or something.
Yep.
And it's even if it's January in LA or Anaheim, it's still really warm for me at least. So yeah, sat down for 10 minutes, drank some water, ate like a protein bar and was good to go again. But like it's weird. Like I guess the adrenaline kicks in or something.
Yeah.
With all of the noise and everything, like you just don't notice that you're tired.
Yeah, yeah.
And only in the evening when you kind of chill out, you suddenly realize how incredibly tired you actually are.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I was just thinking when I went to NAM, I think cannabis had just been decriminalized. I'm not sure if it was perfectly legal then. And there was people at booths with little inhalers. I remember the bass player from System of a Down, Chavo.
Yeah.
He was sitting at the Ashdown booth and he was getting photos taken and just toke it away there. And so that was a big thing I could smell everywhere. Was it the same this past year or the novelty sort of worn off?
I think it wore off most of it at least. I mean, I could smell it at some places, but I think pretty much all the smoking was happening outside, and so that was good.
Yeah, I did get offered some, but I declined because I know that I get a little bit paranoid in public if I should partake in anything like that. And that's not the place to get.
I haven't even like ever tried, so I don't want to do that there.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Right? Get me out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm stressed and tired enough already, so like no reason for me to try anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. So just onto YouTubers and other YouTubers now. Has there been many YouTubers that have given you a bit of a hand along the way? Like I got to say, behind the scenes, everybody knows that Henning is so gracious in what he does for everybody, organising events, and if ever you're not sure on something, you shoot Henning a message, he's straight back to you. Has there been anybody else out there that's sort of been really nice to you along the way and given you a bit of a lift up there, or just help out behind the scenes?
Well, it kind of has actually been like a group of people in the sense like from the first GitCon, like where I met Henning, Harry from Harry and a Guitar, and a lot of other people as well. Like we've had all of these kind of Facebook chats and groups that actually have been the biggest help. Obviously, Henning is one of the bigger ones who has helped me along the way because, well, volunteering to the event that he helped to basically put together. That's how I met a lot of people, and I don't think I want to single anyone out like specifically. It's been just a lot of people, giving me advice here and there. So
yep. Cool.
And I also like many times just ask for honest feedback from friends. So who I trust to know that they can actually say what they think instead of like trying to wrap it in and sugarcoat it. And even if there's like big issues with my videos. So
it's funny, isn't it? People are quite helpful in the community.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, I'm in the same game as you. You don't steal my secrets or anything. People are quite open about giving you a hand. A
lot of them at least. Yeah.
Just thinking, when you went to NAM, I know when I went, I was hunting for selfies with just all the big names, and did you get selfies with some cool people? Are you not that way?
No, like the both times I've been there, like I've known so many people from companies and other YouTubers already. Like all knew them from online and then like met them properly face to face at NAM. That like my focus was pretty much there most of the time, like just seeing everyone I knew. And when you know like 40, 50 people from NAM, that's a lot already. Plus trying to shoot some videos. I didn't really do that. It would be fun, but then again, I was always busy.
Yeah. I guess so. No, I guess I didn't go there specifically to shoot videos.
Yeah.
It was more a networking thing.
Sure.
And I've got to say not on the Saturday and Sunday that's open to the public, but the other days, you just be walking around and some of the people that you'd bump into was incredible. Can I get a selfie?
Yes. Yeah. Those are the things like you need to kind of stop for a second, like think, okay, Stevie Wonder just walked by, types of things like that happened to me in 2019. Like I was hanging out at the Orange booth, and suddenly like this huge group of people walking in, like a lot of bodyguards and stuff. Like Stevie's in the middle of that whole thing, and like because he visits, like I think he goes to NAMM every year, and he visits the Orange booth every year because he's friends with Cliff Cooper, the founder of Orange amps. They're friends, so like they see each other every year at NAMM at least. So,
yeah, right. Cool, cool.
Like things like that. It's really weird to have like Steve Vai walk by and stuff like that.
I got a selfie with Steve Vai before there was selfies. I invented the selfie, man, back in the 90s. Before there was, the camera and you could see yourself. I just used to get just your normal film type camera, and I'd spin it around and try.
What is film?
What is film? Yeah, it's this ancient technology. And I know. I've got selfies dating back to the 90s with guys like Steve Vai, Dimebag Darrell.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. 95, I'm at the Dime.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I got a collection of them from back then, and it was, when I look back, it was like, that was before selfies was a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Vlad, where can people get your album, mate? Your EP, where can they get it?
All the streaming platforms.
So you just want people to stream it rather than buy it?
I mean, I think
there's
no money in that.
No money in that.
If somebody wants to buy it, I think it should be available on Apple Music at least for you to buy. I think Spotify doesn't have like the buy feature anymore. They had it for a while, but I think they got rid of it for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to buy it, I think you can buy it on Apple Music.
Cool.
But I'm happy if you just stream it, or if you want to help me at least a little bit, stream it on YouTube.
Yes.
Watch the ad in the beginning. That helps.
That's what I was going to say. Some people say to me, hey, man, don't forget about writing your own music. And I just look at them and go, dude, I've made more money out of my own music doing YouTube than I ever did playing in bands. They don't see it that way. It's like, man, okay, this one's had 50,000 views. And, that's my music. That's, people don't
exactly
look at
that. I'm actually going to jump on that because as a kid, like I think 7th, 8th grade in Finnish school system, so I was like, I want to say 14-ish. 13, 14, like we were doing this task where like you need to, like, what's your dream job, and like do actual research how to reach to your dream job, like what school do you need to go to and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I wrote down musician. I wanted to play metal music in a band and tour the world and stuff. Like now, 17, 18 years later, I realized that nope, that's something I wouldn't have like been able to actually do. I just cannot be away from home for too long. I hate that.
Yeah.
And like I need my own, and especially because you're with people all the time. I'm an somewhat introverted person. I need my own time, like quiet time as well. Like it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And through this YouTube thing, I've been able to express myself through music in a way that I never thought would be possible. Like, yeah, as you mentioned, I have a bunch of videos where there's my own tracks, 60,000 views, and people seem to like them. And like one of the reasons I wanted to do an EP was also that because some people like that music so much that they have actually asked, hey, can we listen to it someplace else as well, and not just tied to that gear demo stuff.
Yep.
Now you can, at least there's 4 songs at least now, so that's a start.
Cool. Nice one.
Yeah.
Vlad, I'm going to wrap things up, man. Thank you so much for your time. Anything else you want to throw in before we go?
You. Sorry?
Anything else you want to throw in before we go? Subscribe to Catpick Studios.
Yes. Just I would say, if you guys haven't subscribed to Rick's channel, that's actually kind of weird because you're watching the live stream, but you're not subscribed. Subscribe. He does really, really cool stuff. Plus, there's a nice archive of his interviews with really cool people available on the channel as well, and more to come. He's good. Subscribe.
That is the best promo I could ever ask for. And talking about, I asked you before any mistakes. Doing the whole live stream interview like now, completely comfortable with it now, and I had to jump in the deep end and just let's just do 4 a week, and and you'll get used to it. It was about about 25 of them before I actually felt comfortable with it, but I've had some nice little stuff ups along the way, and a golden one was I've got this little thing here which I use to flick between screens. It's like, oh, it's me, it's me. Oh, look, there's Vlad. Oh, look, there's both of us. And I got doorbell, ding dong, which you probably can't hear. Then I got applause. Yay!
Beautiful.
All my little intros are out screen, etc. But I used to have in the top corner start broadcast, which would turn into end broadcast. And while I was doing the one with Thomas McLaughlin, I had it on my little whiteboard that I have in front of me where I take notes as I'm going, because I don't go in with questions anymore as the people are talking. I'll just go, he just said, keep it talking. Well, I had a bit of a fumble, didn't I? And I grabbed it and I hit the end broadcast about half hour into it. That was a ripper. Not checking the audio beforehand. Guaranteed the twice that I haven't done an audio check, the audio has been absolutely shithouse, distortion, etc. I've had those. Yeah, embarrassing, especially when you know you've done a good interview and you listen back and you go, oh man. But
exactly.
That
happens sometimes.
It does. And right now I'm just talking live to wear, comfortable as. In my pajamas. I'm going to do one with no pants one day and just get up midway and walk away. That'll be fun.
Exactly. Like, you forget that you don't have any pants and you suddenly, hey, let me show you something here in the back of the room. That's bound to happen at some point.
I think so. But Vlad, thank you so much, mate. I'm going to hit the end screen button. Ready? If I hit this one right here, look what happens. 1, 2, 3.